Competing in Eurovision twice and finishing just one step away from victory both times, that's the story of Sergey Lazarev, one of Russia's most recognizable pop artists. Two completely different songs, two very different performances. And in both cases, bookmakers and fans predicted a win, yet it never happened. What he did gain, however, was a massive fan base across Europe. Two Eurovision hits, You Are the Only One and Scream, and a reputation as an artist who once clearly had ambitions far beyond the Russian music market. His early career consisted almost entirely of English-language songs, which strongly suggests that there were serious plans to conquer Europe and maybe even the global pop scene. But at some point, something clearly changed. Sergey Lazarev was born in 1983 in Moscow, before music took over his life. He was involved in sports gymnastics, but eventually his focus shifted toward performing. As a teenager, he began participating in various music and theater ensembles, building the foundation for his future career. His real breakthrough came in 2000 when he became one half of the pop duo Smash, alongside Vlad Topalov. The duo was signed to Universal Music and remained active until 2004. Smash wasn't just another teen pop project. Their first manager was the legendary British music executive Simon Napier-Bell, a man who had previously worked with artists like the Yardbirds, Mark Bolan, Japan, Boney M, and perhaps most importantly, Wham! It's very likely that Napier-Bell envisioned Smash as a kind of Eastern European answer to Wham!, the duo that launched George Michael's career. Smash debuted with the music video for Should Have Loved You More, and the project immediately felt global rather than local. After Smash disbanded, Sergey launched his solo career at a time when the Russian group t.A.T.u was dominating international charts. Their global success inspired many Russian artists to aim beyond their home market, often by recording songs in English. Lazarev openly stated that American pop music was his quality benchmark, which is why he chose to sing primarily in English. In 2005, he released his debut solo album, Don't Be Fake. The album included 12 tracks recorded in London, 8 of which were created in collaboration with producer Brian Rawling. Rawling's resume included working with Celine Dion, Enrique Iglesias, Craig David, Rob Thomas, and Britney Spears. 2 years later, he released his second album, TV Show, which still leaned heavily toward English-language pop, but introduced more Russian tracks, hinting at a gradual shift. In March 2010, Lazarev signed a contract with Sony Music Entertainment. Just weeks later, on March 31st, he released the album Electric Touch. The most popular track from the album was Laser Boy, which even received its own music video. 2 years later came another album simply titled Lazarev. Once again, it featured a mix of English and Russian songs. One of the standout tracks was Cure the Thunder, a collaboration with American hip-hop artist T.A.T.u. However, a noticeable turning point came in 2015 with the release of The Best. While Lazarev had released Russian songs before, this album marked the beginning of a new era, one where Russian language music became the main focus. Over time, his English language releases began to face growing resistance from major Russian radio stations and TV channels. Lazarev openly pushed back against this, at first saying, "I don't want to submit to the Russian format. I don't want to submit to the format of Russian radio stations. I want to do what I like." But fast forward to today, and his career looks very different. In 2025, Sergey Lazarev released 2 fully Russian-language albums, We Are Love and Even Happy People Cry. He also announced a massive tour across Russia scheduled to run through the end of the following year. He has openly admitted that he loved experimenting when he was young and ambitious, but today songs in other languages have become more of a rare gift for long-term fans rather than a career strategy. But they no longer resonate with the broader audience. An interesting side note, I've previously talked about the career of the singer Maruv, who participated in the Ukrainian version of The Voice back in 2014. During the show, she was part of Sergey Lazarev's team. If you're interested in her story, there's a separate video about her on my channel. Given Lazarev's extensive English language catalog, it made perfect sense that he was eventually chosen to represent Russia at Eurovision, first in 2016 and then again in 2019. But what many people don't know is that his Eurovision journey almost started much earlier. Back in 2003, Smash applied to represent Russia with the song Talk to Me. Ironically, they were beaten by their former classmates t.A.T.u, who went on to perform Never, Ne Boysia, Ne Prosi, and ultimately finished third at Eurovision. The same thing happened again in 2004. Smash had already prepared a new song, Obsession, cancelled several tour dates, and fully expected to compete. But once again, they weren't selected. In 2008, he made another attempt with the song Flyer, only to lose to Dima Bilan, who would go on to win Eurovision that year. Finally, in 2016, Lazarev made his long-awaited Eurovision debut with You Are the Only One. Many artists later borrowed similar ideas. Cypress's 2017 entry is often cited as one of the first examples. In 2019, Lazarev returned with Scream, a dramatic ballad accompanied by a striking mirror-based staging that once again left a strong visual impact. Today, Sergey Lazarev no longer dreams of conquering the Western pop market the way he once did. He has built an incredible, loyal, and powerful fanbase in Russia. His career path has shifted from global ambition to domestic stability. And while some may see that as a compromise, others see it as a natural evolution.